Let's do it.
All right.
But yeah, Killmonger was great. In terms of the other characters, I was actually worried because I thought it was going a little too slow in terms of developing Killmonger. Like the first hour,
He's barely in it.
And I was like, what? And then he comes in full force when he gets to Wakanda. But I thought they were going to focus too much on Klaue. They kind of used Klaue as like the perfect centerpiece for that big first action set piece, and then he was
but why
out.
did they get rid of him so easy? I thought he was great.
I didn't.
I thought it was cool because
didn't
it
you
was
like-
almost like I thought it was
Marco
almost
wanted
cooler
Gerard
being
Butler.
like
I did.
I thought it was cooler being like, hey, here's what you think the villain's going to be, and this is kind of the one-dimensional villain that you're used to having. We're going to kill him off,
So-
and we're going to show you who the real villain is.
Okay,
Did you know-
all right, that's cool.
Yeah, because
Did
he
you know
he actually
who-
resembles all of those villains to a T. Like he has a weird ability.
He's the stereotypical villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that prosthetic was awful.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a
but
prosthetic.
That was the dumbest looking villain power technology.
You mean
it
when
looked dumb. It looked like a bad sex toy.
You mean when it opens
I
up?
was about to say.
It opens
I'll
up
take
and a
that hand
dildo
job.
comes out.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
that's
take
it. And
that.
it
take
look-
the claw?
At one
Go
point
for
it gets
it, claw.
chopped. At
Whack
one point
away.
it gets chopped off and it's on the floor and it just looks fake and terrible.
Yeah.
It was not great. They kind of just like I don't know. That one irked the shit out of me.
When did you know that Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger and the guy's son?
Can I just say one thing?
Oh, the guy's son.
When did you know that?
Real quick about that weapon. You know how they're like, he's like, they ask him, where'd you get that weapon? And he goes, he made it. His people made it in Wakanda, right? And it's like, so they're making white guy arms in Wakanda? Who's this white Wakandan that's missing a forearm that they needed to put a jetpack and gun inside of? I don't know if I buy it, buddy. I don't know. What were you saying though?
When did you know that Michael B. Jordan? When did you know his backstory? At what point did it click for you?
It didn't click until they
So
showed.
you knew he was going to be part
Until they revealed
Wakandan?
That he was like the little kid hanging out the window.
Ooh,
Yeah, he was Sterling K. Brown's son. When did you know that?
not until
No,
they
you know
showed
why?
it.
Because there's so much going on.
T'Chaka.
Like that actually threw me off the intro because I was like, what are we doing here for so long? And then you get introduced to so much in between then and when it's revealed that I wasn't even thinking about it.
I didn't even notice the lazy-eyed kid was Forrest Whitaker. Did you guys put that together?
Dude, are you serious?
yeah.
Of course
I didn't even
did.
put that together.
I didn't know that till he said that.
Oh, I didn't know until you said it either.
I didn't know till.
Oh
Forrest
yeah,
Whitaker
when they
it.
said it, I knew it. But
Yeah.
before, like
I didn't know that.
in the initial scene, you see he has
It was
lazy
so
eye.
weird that they took someone who like, let's find someone who looks as little like Forrest Whitaker as possible, and
but
make
that-
him young Forrest Whitaker.
But that lazy eye was working,
they had to
bro.
get that lazy
And
eye
we
going.
should have known.
Yeah.
We should have put that 2 and 2 together.
I didn't.
Like when Michael B. Jordan, pulled his lip down and you saw that he was
Yeah.
Wakandan.
I didn't even know he had a lazy eye.
At that moment, that's when it all clicked. But I didn't know if you guys knew before that.
No.
Like from the opening scene, like that's
No. I was
Oh,
thinking.
no.
I was like, what are we doing here? Why are we here?
Oh, I knew that he was going to be Wakandan when he was taking the thing from the history museum.
I thought he was just banned.
Oh, so you knew he was Wakandan there.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know he was Wakandan there, but you didn't make the connection that he was.
I didn't know he was a kid, but
The
I knew
kid.
he was going to be part
Yeah.
Wakanda.
I knew he was Wakandan. Yeah, I knew he was Wakandan the whole time. When he says this is Wakandan, I was like, oh, he's been banned. He did something and he got banned.
That's-
from
Oh,
Wakanda.
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
But
So-
I didn't know he was the kid. That's. What
I
was
think
trying to say.
there's an interesting. I think he brought up, or Kugler or whatever, they brought up an interesting point about these museums. Like, if you're a country which the artifact is from, I think you should be able to be like, yo, let's get
This
that
is
back.
mine. Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Now, I don't think you could just be a dude from that country, show a passport, and then just take a hammer from 1,000 years ago.
No, but if
from
it's
the
like
Metro-
ancient and you're like, I'm actually.
But if the country itself is like, yo, somebody stole that, one of the colonizers, whatever, stole that piece of artwork. We want it. It's important to us. You are not entitled to it. Run it back. You say no.
No, we've already had $1 billion franchise that handles this.
What is that?
Indiana Jones.
Go. What
That's,
is it?
that's what he did. You guys know
Yeah,
what's Indiana
yeah.
Jones?
No, yeah.
He goes to other countries and he steals their artifacts and takes them to museums. And they try to kill him for it. Kind of an asshole.
Indiana Jones is a douchebag. I didn't realize that he
Indiana
was.
Jones. I had the whip. I had the fucking hat. I had
Yeah.
everything, man.
Who
But
goes
I'm
to
telling you,
whip
in
first?
hindsight,
Yeah.
kind of an asshole.
So wait a minute. He goes to huge asshole. Why
Yeah.
was he a hero? What was happening in Hollywood where they were like, "Well,
He
we
did fight the Nazis. Like he kept them from like getting like some biblical shit that would have made them live forever. So,
Yeah,
like,
that's true. He did
Shout
that.
out to him for that.
Was that the
Harrison,
first
man.
one? Was
But
that the
that's
first
not
one?
what his job was initially.
But was that the first Indiana Jones?
No, that was
Do
the
we-
last one.
So he's not even riding off the Nazi equity?
The second, the last, yeah, I forget what was
Last
the first
Crusade.
one was Temple. The second one was Temple of Doom. that had no Nazis that I'm aware
First one's Last Crusade, right?
of. Yes.
Okay.
No,
Indiana
last one's
Jones.
Last Crusade.
Last one's Last Crusade with Sean Connery,
Yes.
right? I'm all
Yes,
mixed up on
yes.
my. And the first one is
The Rocketeer.
Ark.
Ark
of the Covenant.
Ark Covenant. Yeah.
Okay, so he's just going to stealing people's important shit,
Yeah.
and then we're surprised that they want to squeeze him and put snakes and do all this other stuff.
Yeah. You don't remember like the big thing at Universal Studios?
Yeah, the
when they had the
ride.
ball that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
roll out.
Yeah, of
And he would
course.
fall under. He was in like a village trying to steal their little gold Buddha.
Okay.
Like, and they tried to kill him for it.
First of all, definitely kill him. Second of all, why are we making rides about stealing poor people's important shit?
Artifacts. I
All
don't
they
know.
got are vegetables and this golden Buddha artifact. They have nothing in life that's that
And
important.
he's
Lucky to have-
By the way,
lucky to
as
have
he steals the
vegetables.
Buddha thing, he's destroying the vegetables somehow. It's
Yeah.
always like something's on fire as he's leaving.
right,
and
the
you're like,
whole
well,
time
our
is-
village is ruined.
That is how charming Harrison Ford is.
He's
The
great.
80s, man.
He's
That
fantastic.
we're
the
rooted.
80s.
Wait,
Didn't
what do
give
you
a
mean
fuck.
by that? We just didn't care?
Yeah, they didn't care.
Yeah.
Politically correctness was not.
White people
existent
were
in
getting
the
away with
80s.
everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
you guys did whatever the fuck you guys wanted to
Blatant
do
shit.
back then.
Bro.
Blatant shit.
Dude, that's right. Top Gun, there was only one black dude and he was just pointing the planes
Yeah.
where they should go.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, wait a minute. There was. Keep going. I'll think of the example.
What?
Going back to this, isn't that the brilliance of this movie? That this is the exact opposite of
Two
all
white
of that?
people, right?
Right. Well,
That I
yeah,
recall,
and
besides the
really
casino
main,
scene.
the main white dude, Martin Freeman from
He was great.
the original Office and all that. He's kind of the guy who's like, "Hey, I'm a white guy. Can I help in any way?" And they're like, "No, not really. You
Right.
can just." I mean, he ends up helping, but
So-
like
Yeah.
the thing where they turn to him and they're like, "Colonist," like, "Excuse me, colonist," like
Oh, yeah.
they're like, "What? Do you have
Yeah.
anything to say?"
That was the one thing, I guess, to tie this back into the movie that I didn't. The one thing that bothered me overall more than everything else is like super nitpicky, but the climax of the movie, I didn't care about the CIA agent flying that fucking plane to shoot down the vibranium that they were trying to take.
Uh-huh.
Like, I did not give a fuck about that whatsoever.
Yeah, because he had no chance of dying.
Right. There's
Right.
mistakes.
Right, you know what I mean? Like
Add the sense of urgency. It's like a Superman movie. Well, if we know the bad guy can't kill him, why the fuck am I watching him?
but you were so interested in what was happening with Michael B. Jordan and what's his name? Black Panther.
Right.
And then you had this like side angle going on, and like you just really did not care about it.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I didn't totally.
Maybe
love.
we're desensitized to giving weapons to other countries. You think?
Yeah. Yeah.
And starting wars in other countries. We're like, yeah, what's wrong with that? That seems, yeah. I think the Kurds could use some vibrating.
yeah, for real.
We got some shit going on in Syria. You mind dropping some shit off over there? I mean, it wasn't. What's interesting about this? What's interesting about the story arc is usually the story arc to a super what is it called, superhero movie is I'm gonna take over the world. I'm gonna kill everybody. The whole thing is gonna happen. This was very realistic because this happens already.
Oh, of course.
Right, but imagine just doing a realistic plot to a superhero movie. Right, I'm gonna go arm people, militias that are oppressed, and give them a chance to fight back. This is what America and many countries, Russia, many countries in the world do every single day. And we were acting in this movie. We actually were on board with it being the worst, most catastrophic idea.
Right.
Yeah. And can you answer this? Can you remember, other than Loki, any other villain in these movies? Can you remember any of their like what's really motivating them to do what they're doing? It's
always,
always
like,
like
greed. They
obscure,
just-
and it's always about a fucking like cube. You know, it's always about like something like
It's always about the power.
That,
cube.
Yeah.
that they're gonna
There was
sell
no cube.
on some black market.
Yeah,
that-
to whom?
Yeah,
Who's
to
buying
who?
this
Yeah.
cube? Yeah.
no fucking cube.
No cube.
Yeah.
We should do a sketch about the guy
That's-
who buys it.
But that's why.
Right? Nobody wants to talk about that guy, but there's some rich dude somewhere who never can get his cube.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same guy.
Yeah.
There's only a few guys that got that money.
it.
It's an oligarch. It's this Russian who's this close. He's fucking this close. Every superhero. We gotta tell you, it's like missing the final shot in Game 7 every year with this poor guy.
Yeah.
The Tesseract is, he can feel it. He can see it. He's watching it on FaceTime. Then all of a sudden, Optimus Prime is like, again? I thought we sent him to another fucking planet. Again?
But that's why.
was
That's
good.
why you love. That's why you root for Killmonger,
Yeah.
right? Because he was speaking the truth.
Yeah.
He was a little radical
You
with
can't-
it.
you
He's a little
can't-
radical, but he just like, yo, you guys are all living all sweet over here, and we're fucking struggling all over the fucking world. I'm one of you. I'm stuck in fucking the hood in Oakland.
Yeah.
And you guys are just fucking having tea time over here.
Right.
Like, yo, like you got it.
But
You
that's
got
why I'm
it.
saying even
Let
more so
that,
than Loki.
let,
'cause-
let that anger out, big dog.
Yeah, bro. We get it,
No,
dude.
no.
Talk
fucking-
about it, bro. What's
mean,
happening?
When he
Something,
walked
something,
in, he
something.
said, when he walked in the room and he said, "Hey, auntie,
Yeah.
That shit was
that was
fire.
the best.
That was great.
Best
That
line of
was
the whole
great.
fucking movie.
That
It was the
was
first
the
time we
best.
saw swag. The
was
whole
so
movie.
much swag, man. It
That
was
was
just
the
like he just said it like with such disdain. Hey, auntie.
Like I needed that from Bozeman.
None of
You
that.
needed a sup fam from Bozeman?
I needed not even something. You could do it
But
in
you
some
know
like
what? You know
slick
what Bozeman
African
had?
shit.
You know, but I guarantee you can be seeing little kids doing like the. Like,
Oh, the boom.
No, and this. You
That's
know
gonna
this.
be a
So
thing.
we
You're gonna be
did.
seeing.
I was doing this
We did it
walking
when we
out.
got out of the car.
You're gonna be seeing little kids do that shit.
Oh, yeah.
and that's dope.
But that's
Yeah.
not
And
even
that's
on
dope.
Bozeman.
But that's why Black Panther
But
was
that's
important.
That's yeah. And
That's
that's
not
the
on
beauty of this
him though.
movie.
That's part of it already.
was
It
more
was
her.
already
It
there.
was all her.
And then
Let's
she
talk
hit him-
about
then
her.
she hit him with the
Let's
"What
talk
are
about her
those?"
'cause she was the best.
First of all, that
Really?
what are those joke. This is how great she was. That joke is so antiquated. It's so done. It's
And
so
she
old.
still
and
pulled
she
it off.
still
What are
fucking
those?
pulled it off. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I had a flashback to when Drug Dealers Anonymous came out and Jay-Z did the Damn Daniel line,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this line's gonna be so bad. And then he flipped it, and it was. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
When she first said it, it's like that is tough to pull off.
and she pulled it off.
she
man.
did.
She's brilliant. I think she's a star. That girl.
She's
a fucking
fantastic.
superstar.
She's
Yeah.
great, and she's like I described her as awkwardly cute.
She is.
Like she's like cute.
Yeah.
But she's not like hot, and she's kind of like she can play the nerd. But if you want to like get her all sexy and stuff, like she'd be like she's still very attractive.
Yeah.
I was a
She
little
could
nervous
be a
because I
star.
thought she was like 17, but she's like 24. So
Oh,
it's
good.
fine. Yeah.
That's good. What's the age of consent in Wakanda?
Is that the name of this episode?
No, apparently it's younger than that. Charlemagne brought up a reference from a comic book we were talking about really did today. He was like, yeah, there's a moment in comic books where one of his wives, apparently he might have multiple wives,
Sick.
one of his wives was 16.
You would have liked that. You would have liked him more if
Whoa,
he
whoa,
had.
Yeah, you wanna find out about the
that, bro.
multiple
You can
wives.
just drop that on him like that.
What?
Just be like, you would have like. As soon as he's talking about a 16-year-old girl, you
No,
would've
he
been
meant
like,
multiple
no, he
wives.
meant-
No,
Oh,
I
my
meant
God.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
he was
like
talking
he
about
would have
Well,
liked
let's clarify
the
that.
character more if he had like multiple wives and he was living that life. Like,
Just give me
swag that.
something
Yo,
to
'cause he's
aspire
so
to,
mad
dog.
that he was such a boring character.
in the book,
Cornball.
you know his girl, the spy, Lupita.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what a beautiful human.
gorgeous.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
Absolutely breathtaking. But in the book,
Like
that
almost
girl
hard to, yeah.
is super jealous of anyone he's with, and actually plots to kill one of his girlfriends at some point.
This is great.
This
Where
is
is
great, right?
this?
I like that.
I love this.
That's gonna come back though. She'll get her.
Maybe
she'll
this
get her
is
one.
like from the so they're making sequels. I'm assuming you don't.
Oh fuck you! Are you kidding me? This is
so
so.
maybe this will be a future.
Nah, I'm just gonna call
So
it
this
here.
is huge in terms of the Marvel landscape.
Like,
Drop the mic, walk out.
Barry Sanders,
Ready,
that shit, dog.
Ready Player 1, 2. That's greenlit. That's greenlit.
They just announced-
Black Panther. We're gonna table that.
They just announced Jurassic World 3's release date. Jurassic World 2 hasn't come out yet. But that's,
They did?
Yeah, they did. They announced it today. I was like, what the 2021? Yeah,
The
sweet, I'll
preview
mark
was
that on
the
calendar.
Jurassic World 2 preview was in
Every
the thing.
fucking movie.
That movie's the same.
Every movie
Yeah.
that we've seen
Wait,
for
that's a whole
Westerbros,
nother-
it's the same fucking previews. Jurassic Part
Ready Player
2,
One.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, you brought up a great point about Ready Player 1.
What?
Every movie we've
Every
seen,
time I've seen it, it's a different trailer. This movie's been presented to me 3 different ways.
three different
I
ways.
have no idea what this movie is.
The last one was Star Trek meets Game of Thrones. I had no idea what was going on. The
Every
first one was
trailer
like
is cut
super
different.
dark.
So why do you think that is?
Because it's not obviously
'Cause it
not
stinks.
being received well.
Because it's not right.
Yeah, it stinks.
Well,
Jack.
I think it's a mix of things.
Don't
One,
defend
the
it.
nature of Ready Player One is that they have so many intellectual properties in this movie. So in the first trailer, you see like Master Chief from Halo, because the whole this is getting deep into like what Ready Player One's about. But basically, they're going into this video game world and they're playing the characters that we know from pop culture from the 80s until now.
Oh.
So like you can see the
I have no idea.
DeLorean.
I've seen 5 different trailers. I have no
That's
idea.
why. That's why. Because
I thought it's a race.
I think it's
I
intellectual.
thought it's a motorcycle race.
I think it's an
I really thought that's what it was.
I think it's an IP thing where they can't show too many of them in a trailer because like so there's a race, right?
IP means intellectual property.
And you
Anybody
see
who has- yeah.
DeLorean and you see the Akira motorcycle. Do you guys know what Akira is? Anyway, this is going deep into like
Yeah,
nerddom,
yeah.
but like basically, if you're a fan of like any kind of pop culture, something of that is going to be in the movie. So I think they're trying to like
And they
figure out.
managed to show none of it.
They show
'Cause
like
I had
if
no
you,
idea.
but that's why if you slow down the trailer, you can actually find like Optimus Prime or the Iron Giant.
Hold on,
from
Optimus Prime is in the movie?
Yeah, or like Iron Giant, or there's so many
What
different.
about Andre the Giant? You seen them?
Nah.
And this movie looks like it cost a fortune.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah.
Yo, Spielberg, right?
Spielberg, yeah.
Oh, it's Spielberg?
Yeah, dog.
Oh,
They
he's
should,
in.
they should leave
He's
with
in
that.
now.
They gotta leave. Like, that, where was that? I am in. Actually, this actually
He
sounds
loves
it's
Spielberg.
now-
He loves George Lucas.
ain't shit.
Yo,
he ain't shit, dog.
They should just have
He
Jack on the
ain't
screen
shit,
for the
bro.
trailer.
Real talk.
all right.
Marco ain't shit. This stupid movie. I don't know what's going on here.
Guarantee you.
Hold on, Spielberg's doing it?
By the way, guarantee you, we do the review of this movie. First person who's gonna be like, "This movie was fucking great." First of all,
It sounds like it'd be on my
they'll give 1 star. They'll give 1 Star Wars reference. Marco's in.
Let's do it. All right.